Well, basically, I think there's many ways in which companies and foundations can leverage off technology, and just some of those examples is really to scale the impact, to look at how they can go about improving their efficiencies, and then obviously also enhancing effectiveness. So technology can assist us with information and data that can lead to many other insights and impacts. So as a whole, there's many things that technology can assist with in the change of positive social environments.
So could you give us an example of technologies that can bring about social change?
An example I can give you is, for instance, something such as machine learning or artificial intelligence. That will assist us in really taking and analyzing large sets of data to identify patterns and trends that can inform targeted intervention or policy recommendations. For Namibia specifically, things that we can look at is, we know that Namibia is a country that generally struggles with drought. So, if we can really take all the information that we have, all the patterns, all the trends, all the data, and we can analyze as to how we can best go about, planning for the outcomes of drought in Namibia, who's being affected, when are they generally most affected, then we can also plan our interventions around those. So that's just one of the examples where we can really use data to be able to have a big social impact change.
Now, Mignon, do you think that Namibian companies are up to the task by embracing technology in this regard?
So for Namibian companies, I think we are definitely getting there. However, in our space, for instance, I do feel that we've still got some way to go. We are definitely not yet up to the top where we can be in regards to using the data that we have available, gathering the necessary data and then making sure that we reach the correct audiences. So from that perspective, I do think that Namibian organizations and foundations are getting there. However, I do feel that there is still some challenges that we need to sort out to fully embrace what we can do with technology in this space.
Right, and despite obviously the many opportunities that are presented by technology, there are also challenges and risks associated with its use. Could you talk to us about some of the major challenges that come with it?
So I think one of the major challenges is ensuring that technology-driven corporate social responsibility initiatives are designed and implemented in an ethical and responsible manner. So this means taking into account issues such as, data privacy, security, algorithm bias, and unintended consequences of technology. So obviously, when you use data, when you are reliant on feedback and information from people, there are definitely risks that we need to consider. And like I said, data privacy, security, and algorithm bias is definitely some of those that needs to be considered.
So, in closing, what should be considered to ensure that technology-driven corporate social responsibility initiatives are designed and implemented in a responsible and ethical manner?
So for me, I think it's really just to ensure that you follow best practices that prioritize, type of inclusivity, diversity, and community engagement. So some of the best practices for leveraging technology in corporate social responsibility include really looking at conducting regular impact assessments, engaging in ongoing dialogue with all the stakeholders, and ensuring that initiatives are responsible to community needs and priorities. Also looking at the community members and stakeholders to ensure that we design whatever we design with diversity and inclusion in mind. And then also looking at prioritizing data privacy and security by implementing robust data protection policies and practices to ensure that we can guarantee the people that give us data, the data that we use, that it's safe and secure. And then lastly, I think also around incorporating algorithm fairness and transparency in technology-driven initiatives. And that then also just allows us to mitigate the risk of bias and discrimination.